Good morning. Just 2 seconds. There we go. Let's see. So I thought I want to start by actually. Let's see. Get status. Get trace. I actually want to start by looking at the article. We're going to continue refactoring, but I have some reflections. So since we're doing those reflections, it's a specific part of the article, but I made some changes. I'm just going to read through it again. So you'll have to excuse me if you heard it before, but I am making changes all the time here. So giving up on React. After the summer of 2014, I quit my job as a consultant. Up to that point, I worked on several projects, amongst those building a highly interactive web-based switchboard for mobile phones. It would take events from the GSM network to produce your call state, show queues of callers, conference calls, SMS, phone books, call groups, Outlook sync, etc. It was an insane project. The client was written in JavaScript, and we used no existing tooling. It gave me a solid understanding of the language and how to organize and build tooling to scale code. During this project and later projects, I worked with junior engineers and experienced how productive we can all be using tools that reflects a strong mental model of how to build an application. Sorry, it was just the door. I forgot to close it. I must have been a magnet to productivity tools because that is all I've been working on since, managing a lot of client state due to complex user interfaces that has a high degree of interactivity. To manage all this complexity, I built tools like Cerebral, later Overmind, and written a myriad of articles like value comparison versus mutation tracking, reducing the pain of developing apps, UIs, and implementation detail, etc. My most recent work has been at Code Sandbox. In this article, I'm going to share some strong opinions about React. I will do my best to explain the source of the frustration. Nevertheless, React is a tool I honestly owe my whole career to. My time with React has in no way been a waste of time. It has been exceptionally educational, helped me contribute to open source, and led me to amazing career opportunities. That said, I want to simplify the process of building productivity types of applications, balancing moving fast and ability to scale, allow juniors and seniors in the same team feel productive, and spend time on what matters, creating an amazing user experience. Over time, React has added more and more friction to reaching that goal. I quit my job in 2014 because my partner and me were moving across the country and I wanted to spend 6 months self-educating. I was incredibly lucky because at this point React and Webpack was just starting to take hold. I remember being hesitant to begin with, but long story short, the idea of user interface as a function of state resonates as strongly with me today as it did when I first understood it. Every time the count changes, this counter function runs again and React will reconcile and update the DOM. What truly makes this great though, I can just JavaScript. I can use JavaScript to create a dynamic, or not to create, to express the dynamic behavior of this user interface. But not only that, I get complete TypeScript support out of the box, not only to infer the types of the props, but type narrowing and any other feature from TypeScript that applies to expressing dynamic user interfaces. This is a really good thing when building large productivity apps. But this core concept of user interface as a function of state has been faded over time in React. This fundamental concept that makes so much sense first started to diminish with the introduction of hooks. Embracing the component as a function makes sense, but the introduction of hooks disrupted React developers' intuition on about how that's weird. Disrupted React developers' intuition on how code is executed in the component. Hooks is based on the concept of algebraic effects, which is a way to manage side effects in a functional paradigm. Here is a summary of languages that natively support it and what those languages are typically used for. So basically, it's like system enterprise, like data science, financial, like things that is very far from user interfaces. It is safe to state that this is a concept far from what JavaScript UX engineers would imagine having to deal with to build user interfaces. The disruption goes beyond the mental model, though. Hooks can introduce closures in the component scope. Let us inspect the counter again. When you read this code, your intuition tells you that we're calling a function and there is nothing stuck that will affect the next call of the function. But with hooks, this can happen. The callback pass to use effect creates a stuck function. Scope for the effect based on props toggled. We put in the dependency array. That means some of the code in your component lives longer than the last reconciliation of the user interface. But not only that, different closures are bound to different past reconciliations. If this component reconciles during the timeout due to count being increased, the log will still show 0 from the first reconciliation, unless you change the toggled state again. I know it is a silly example, but the point is that hooks disrupted our intuition on how code executes in a component. It creates a mental overhead to the simplicity of user interface as a function of state, making it... Oh my god, it's scrolling. What the hell? React has never been the most performance solution because of the reconciler. But the reconciler is what has given us the ability to use the language to express dynamic user interfaces. To improve the performance of React, we have typically leaned on memo. This primitive is basically a wrapper around components doing props checking to see if React needs to reconcile that component. What I find curious though is that React has such eager reconciliation. For example, my component, parent component, when the count updates in parent component, it will by default reconcile the my component as well, even though it takes no props. Why reconcile user interfaces as a function of state if there is no state? And then there is a question why memo is not internally wrapped around all components taking props. There is of course an argument that the comparing of the props is overhead when they often change. The extreme case would just add work, as it would compare the props and reconcile every time. But calling a component, evaluate all the hooks, and reconcile the returned user interface description, my intuition just tells me that this default comparing of props would end up net positive. But who am I to challenge this? The reason I talk about it though is what follows. As React had performance issues, it introduced concurrent mode. Concurrent mode allowed React to split up its reconciliation work. Previously, the reconciliation was blocking, meaning that there was risk of jank in the user interface when the component trees are big and memo is not efficiently used. And with concurrent mode, we got strict mode. Strict mode was thought of as a way to help developers detect side effects in their components due to wrong hooks usage. In development, React will call components hooks and lifecycle hooks in class components twice to ensure that there are no side effects. This is important as concurrent mode needs a guarantee that any pending reconciled component tree can be thrown away. But with this addition, the intuition of how a React component works was disrupted again. Previously, you could safely do a lifecycle check with use effect, but this was no longer possible and added confusion as things are running twice in development. We basically lost the most basic lifecycle hook for components, when the user interface is mounted and when it is unmounted. And now we're here with React 19 and its compiler. The compiler optimizes your code, adding memoization for you. But there's one thing the compiler will not fix, and it is the most important source of performance issues in my experience: contexts. One of the main reasons for performance issues is sharing state across components. To share state efficiently, we use a React context. The consuming components will reconcile when the value from the context changes. Here exposing a reducer on the context. What this means in practice is that the consuming components will reconcile regardless of what state from this reducer they are consuming. This is something the React compiler cannot fix. It can memorize as much as it wants in my context, but at the end of the day, the value passed on the context has to change and every single consuming component will reconcile. So even with the React compiler, we will still be leaning towards global state management solutions to fix the performance issues of React. And this is my biggest friction with React. Why do we need to work with two different sets of state management primitives and runtimes to build applications? Rolling back. So let us move back in time. There is no React compiler, there is no concurrent mode, no strict mode, and no hooks. Back to user interface as a function of state. If React rather introduced reactive primitives and made components observers, could we have avoided having to deal with the mental overhead of hooks, strict mode, no log cycle hooks, React compiler, and a secondary state management solution? I am, of course, in no position to conclude on that, but I am allowed to ask the question, right? We will never know, but maybe there is a solution out there that did take a different path, a solution that allows us to keep what we fundamentally love about React, but without all this overhead and performance concerns with state management. Let us list what it needs to fulfill. JSX support reconciles the user interface, adhering to user interface as a function of state. Components should only reconcile by what they observe, meaning they default to not reconciling unless their observed dependencies change. Reactive primitives define in a separate scope, but exposed to the components where we reconcile the user interface. Yeah, I'm thinking about like the level, like you can also share, like you can have these primitives at any level. Anyways, doesn't matter. Even though we're trying to break up with React due to the technical decisions, we would also break up with its community. That really sucks. So we also have to consider moving to a community, and an ecosystem which can continue to inspire us. With that in mind, our choices are Vue, Svelte, Angular, and Solid.js. We can immediately drop off Svelte and Angular as templates and limited type checking is not where we want to go. Solid.js does get us quite close, but there is no reconciliation in Solid.js, meaning we cannot rely on the language for expressing dynamic user interfaces or have native typing support. That leaves us with Vue. We're going to continue now by first evaluating the API available to us in Vue. We'll see how far we get and what trade-offs we have to make. Then we're going to see if we can do something about these trade-offs. Evaluating Vue. All Vue projects uses Vite, also developed by the Vue team. In the default configuration, we changed to Vue.js plugin Vue JSX. We're ready to embrace reconciling user interfaces and observing states. We also add JSX typing to our tsconfig file. Oh, I really hate this scrolling. Why is it jumping all the time? Let us start by defining a simple component and render it. We can also use props. Now let us look at the final core mechanic, children. So in React, we use props.children, but Vue has a different approach called slots, where we have to use a hook. And the typing is, of course, off here. So it's not like great. It is certainly simpler to use children from the props. And with React, they will also be typed when consuming the component. Generally, the type definitions for JSX is not that great in Vue. For example, element event listeners does not have typed events, and you cannot type the slots for consumption of the component. Typing is the first thing we need to address. And this I'm very confident of, and we have a solution for that. I thought about actually changing to children, because the right terminology for Vue isn't slots, but slot. Because you have like a slot. But slot is an actual HTML attribute. So that doesn't work. And funny enough, like nodes, like children comes from the fact that DOM nodes has children. So it makes a ton of sense to call it children. Like if we are gonna add something to the props, it's better to comply with Solid.js and React and everyone else than like trying to adhere to Vue. Let's just call it children. So we're gonna publish that. But to make those children work, this is the most annoying part, is that you won't be able to use the children here. You have to define a component to get those children. And that kind of annoys me, because ideally we wouldn't have to create any new API. What if we could just add a package that fixes the typing? But then you wouldn't be able to use it like this, and that freaking annoys me. But it's interesting, like Vue could do that. So Vue has internally is handling props like key and ref, for example. So it could also handle children. It would be a breaking change, because maybe someone's using children as a prop. But it would be really, really nice if they did that. And I'm thinking about like what the strategy here is. Should we like create something? Should we create something as an inspiration for Vue to actually make Vue adoptable by developers that prefer like React Solid? Or do we just create something that works? Yeah, I'm not sure. Because if Vue internally handled, like if we just added, like if we forked Vue and then fixed the typing and basically put the typing implementation we have, and then proxying the children to the slots, that would make it so much better. Because, yeah, it's certainly simpler to use children from the props, and with React, they will also be typed when consuming the component. Generally, the type definitions for JSX is not that great in Vue. For example, element event listeners does not have typed events, and you cannot type the slots for consumption of the component. Typing is the first thing we need to address. Talking about state, let us define some state. React defines the state management in the same function as the reconciling user interface. When our state management is reactive, we need to define it in its own function scope. When dealing with state, Vue exports a defined component function. So yeah, it looks a little bit shitty here, but on the other side you see. And the thing is, I think this is perfectly fine. Because if you wanted to actually, like in our implementation with create component, you rather pass define component to different functions. But you could also argue that, okay, no, I want to do this instead. And then you have like function create state or whatever. And then you put it there, and then you return count increase. Like you would rather do that. That's how easy it is, right? And you might have something that's state and something that's more UI related. For example, there are hooks that allows you to like deal with mouse movements and stuff, and that's not really state, right? There's something different about setup and state, I think. So here you could still do the thing with the provider, like you could do you could do this still, but I think this makes a lot of sense. And we avoid adding this additional signature. Yeah. What I wonder though is if it names the component based on the function name here. Let's check that quickly. Do we have the demo running here? Let's see. Define component. Let's drop this. Return hello there. I guess we have to do this. And we're gonna name this, sorry, function test. So are we mounting test here? Yeah, we are. We have the demo running. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Locals. And then it's kind of weird that it doesn't. Oh, don't I have the view developer tools here? Manage extensions. I thought I had. Oh. Download a view extension. Is this the thing? Yeah, I think so. Add extension. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Cool. And now we should have. Wait. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oops. View. No, it puts it as an anonymous component. That kind of sucks that it doesn't use the name of the return function. So if I add name test here, yeah, that sucks. So there, like, it's just, but still, like, okay, let's keep. So what if we just changed Yeah, and you could even go here and you can like do function use state, right? You just create your own use state. That's kind of cool. Yes. Okay. So the define component function introduces two function scopes. The pass function is your state management scope called setup, and the return function is the user interface scope, which will reconcile unobserved changes. This signature forces us to define the user interface function inside the define component, as it needs access to the state. This prevents us from splitting the state definition from the user interface definition. That is simply not true. Like we just showed that. But let's ignore that. Vue also has a behavior called fall through attributes. This allows you to add certain native attributes to components when consuming them, like style class or onClick. These attributes will automatically be added to the root element returned inside the component. In React, we want the behavior of the component to be controlled completely from the component, and any outside influences should happen through props. Okay, so let's think about this. So there are three things here. Let's see. Let's list them. We keep as similar as Vue. create component. So I think we should actually have the same. The thing that bothers me the most is that we have to use create component for just a single component. Like we have to wrap it to create that children thing. It just really bothers me. But I'm gonna check something. So if I were to add test, hello. Oops. So you have slots there. So what we could try, what if we were actually able to type the slots? That's an interesting idea. So we know that no, because you have to have I'm not sure. Did I pull the changes here? So this has the children change. What's this error? Whatever. So this should give an error now if I give a number. Yeah, though we have this weird error. I'm not sure why. Oh, there's something bad. Wait, what's happening here? Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's... I'm not sure what that is. But anyways. So children is string. I think... What would maybe be possible? I wonder how this works. So... Like, would it be possible to type the children? But that wouldn't make sense, right? Because you want to use the children. Yeah, this really sucks. Well, one thing... No, that's the thing. Like the compiled code here is... oops, sources. The compiled code here is also like an issue because it's using create vnode from view. So we can't like do anything about that. It's interesting. how could we make this closer to view? Allow you to just define these. Like, that's the thing. Ideally, you will be able to just use functions. And then if you needed state, then you would do define component. But then we still have to deal with inherit attributes to avoid you having to explicitly set the props. The props array, we will have to fix the naming of the function. So there's still problems. Well, here the naming just works, right? Yeah, it even states functional. Interesting. Children. This annoys me. This really annoys me. What do I want to do here? The thing is, it makes sense to do define component if you have to add state. That makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't make sense to put define component around a single function just to get access to the children. That doesn't make sense. And because you have to do that, and the problem is that you can just use a function. But if you don't, suddenly it behaves differently. Like you don't have children anymore. You have fall through props or attributes. And that's a problem. But I don't think, does test have, I want to check something. Yeah, you see that? So fall through attributes is just there. Ooh, I don't know what we should do. What if we fix the typing for fall through attributes? Found a way to do that. So we would fix the typing for fall through attributes. And what that means is that we don't have to fix that thing. Naming the component with return function from setup, that's a PR that easily gets into view. So then that's fixed. The last thing is the children. The only way to fix that is to actually I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. Because, so the create component signature having split up setup and the user interface, that makes sense if you're forced to use that to define any component. But the fact that you can define a function, it's gonna mess things up, I think. Um, what are we gonna do about this? So we could fix the name. We could fix the fall through attributes and make that default work with typing. Only thing that's left is children. And to fix that typing, we have to put it as an actual prop. And I think it makes a shit ton of sense to just proxy children to slots. Huh. Is there some other way? Like, what I would love to do, what would be better than trying to create like a PR for Vue to fix this? Is to create a proof of concept. But should that proof of concept just be a fork of Vue? Or should it just be some library that kind of proves the concept? How easy is it to build Vue? Maybe it's super simple to build Vue. Where is the Vue.js? So you have Vue here. Like maybe there's a contribute, backers, funding. So what's the... It probably has some kind of complicated build thing. Scripts. So you can run dev, build. Yeah, because maybe we could just build it and then we can just change the package JSON to our own name and then just publish it. And then that will be a thing instead to kind of show that it's possible and people can actually try it as well. Because what we would need to change is in runtime core, I think. Is this where we have create vnode? Create vnode. Yeah, it's coming from vnode. Create vnode. Yeah, I think this is where it's actually happening. Is class component, convert legacy component, is function shape flag. So I guess create base node, it's the thing that it hits. And then it's funny that it actually has children here. Normalize needful children normalization. Wait. So create. Yeah, so that's true. Full children normalization. I'm trying to understand, like, so there's a type, vnode types, class component. Where's the actual function? Is it type? Normalize children. What does that mean? For plain element. Yeah, the if slot. Track vnode current block. Oh yeah, so it's like it's pushing the vnode to some like block kind of thing, and then somewhere else the current block is like executed on, and then I guess it calls the component there. Yeah, we could see if we can find that. Yeah. Close block. Where does it actually do that? It would be much easier if we just clone the repo. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck. I'm not sure what to do. Um, like I would love for this to actually be part of the view package, and the only like breaking thing I see is that we're introducing a new special kind of prop, which is children. That is breaking. Because some people might have used children as a prop. Um, but again, it doesn't have to be breaking. Like it can. Well, it is breaking in the sense that suddenly you get typing for the child. Um, so it's not breaking the code; it's breaking the typing. Is that breaking? Can you make that a major or a minor change? But just evaluating all the types, like we're completely changing the typing. Um, and having to evaluate all of that, that would be a challenge. It would be really nice. I think it would, yeah. I think we should fork Vue. And then we should make this work inside Vue. And then we're going to create a PR. And we're going to publish our own version of this so people can try it. Yeah, we're going to do that. How do I fork? Let's see. So let's fork it. Whoa, that button wasn't very nice. Yeah, let's see. So we're gonna wonder how the developer experience is like here. Open. Does it uses PMPM? So fixing the typing is very easy. That's just moving our build thing over, add the dependencies as dev dependencies. Very simple. And fixing the naming of the components should be straightforward. And then let's see if we can make children work. That would be a lot of fun to actually use a fork of Vue and see this stuff running. Okay, so let's see. We have, was it compiler runtime core? So what we were looking for was, I guess it's renderer. What was it called? Let's see, vnode. Vnode was using this thing called blocks, current block. It exports that current block, so it has to be used somewhere to do the rendering. Since like where does it actually create vnode? Where does it actually create vnode? Okay. Like I really wonder where does it actually. card, reactive props. This is just the style and the class. Shape. And then it's create base vnode. String vnode. Yeah, so I just don't understand how it works. It pushes this block, but where does it actually execute? Like, where does it actually add it? I would imagine it's in the renderer, right? Type. Host created element. Type of teleport. Somewhere it's calling host create element. Where does it actually... You know what we can do? We can do a trick here. Let's just throw a freaking error. Then we'll find it. So this is render component. Why didn't I think about that? So there's something called mount component. Okay, let's find that. Mount component. Renderer. Mount component. Okay, create component instance. So this is compat. Okay, create component instance. Here we get the vnode. The render context. Where's the actual calling of the vnode? You have type. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Custom element special handling. So this is the context. So I don't think this is just creating the instance. Wait, where the mount component? Create component instance. If dev, yeah. So and then we have setup component. Setup render effect. Okay, so this, I guess this wouldn't have to be it. Setup component. So it gets the instance. Okay, so here it gets props and children. Okay, interesting. Then it checks if it's stateful, and it's not stateful. Yeah, exactly. So here we have init slots. Yeah, and init props. So what we could do is that we could flip those around. Yeah, this is where it happens. So what I want to do here, I want to be able to change code here. Close others. To run this thing, and then we need to be able to like test it somehow. Do they have any kind of getting started? Questions, issues, stay in touch, contribution. Please make sure. Development setup. You will need Node.js, blah, 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 package manager, blah, blah, blah. We're also installing package manager. Oh. Blah, 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 git2x scripts. The build. Yeah, that's fine. I want to see the dev script bundles a target package default view in a specified format. In dev mode and watch this for changes. This is when you want to load up, build an instrument for quick debugging. Yes, but where do I... dev script does not support fuzzy match. You must specify the full package name. Single file component. But I don't understand. Packages view dist. Okay, so I need to... oh, it's the global thing. But we don't want the global thing. How can I test this easily? Or maybe we should just build it and then... How should we approach this? By default, area will be built in multiple distribution formats. How should we do this? It's very interesting. It's a very well run project. I think we have to I think I should just build it, and then when we run the demo, okay, we're just gonna try to build it. Let's see, pm build. I wonder where it builds it to. Let's see. And then we're just gonna try to use it in like the other demo thing. So does it build it inside each of them? Yeah. Okay. So if I want to use view inside here, I can alias view to that would be, that goes into the source, but we want to go down to view productivity, down to view core. Is it view core? Oh, it's just core. Core. Packages. View dist. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Packages, view dist. Is this gonna... Yeah. Does the file exist? Or maybe just view. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Let's remove that throwing of the error. Okay, nice. So now I think we're actually running view from this other thing. Contribution. So if I were to console log A in here, oh, and we do pm dev. Oh, but it only builds global. Like we have to actually build it again. But you could choose. Ah, where was the contribution? Contributing. I could build just, what was it? Runtime build runtime core. Yeah. Runtime core. Because that's where I'm making a change, right? No. Runtime core. Yeah, nice. We have something to work with. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to, let's see, this is going to be interesting. Let's close this thing. So we want to be able to do children string, and we want to be able to do hello there props.children. I guess now it will give like an, yeah, there's nothing there. Interesting though, now undefined works. Okay, so let's change this. First, let's init the slots. And then let's look at init props. Well, first let's look at init slots. So it takes assign slots. Where does it assign it to? You know, it's very... def slots. But it has to assign it to the instance, right? Oh, instance.slots. Okay, so it's actually called slots. Cool. And then component props. Oh, interesting. Yeah, props options. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is basically check if we have what does set full props mean? If raw props, what the hell is raw props? Need cast keys. Raw current props. So the thing I want to do, I want to skip need cast keys. What the hell is props options? So basically, I want to exclude children from props. So I think I want to do const children equals props children. And then if we have children, we should delete it from the props children. Yeah, you know, we can just check this. Okay. So if props children, we're going to say const children equals props. No, this is the thing. You don't actually have anything there. We're not checking props children. We need to check instance slots. Yeah. So, okay, first of all, let's do another console log. Props. I want to see if it's deleted here first. Yeah, there is no children there, right? But we do have slots. So if we have slots, we're going to say props children equals, it's basically the slots proxy that we already have. Create children proxy. Let's put that in there. Create children proxy. Do they have typing? Why is this called props proxy? This is props. Props, that would be data. And slots would be, what do they call slots? Instance slots. Internal slots. Internal slots. Okay, so create children. What do we call this? It's a children proxy, right? So what we want to check props. Yeah, the problem here is that we don't want to iterate. We want to ignore the children prop. That's the thing. Let's look at that later. So create children proxy, where we give it the props and the instance slots. And it's basically doing and slots.default. You know what? We're just going to ignore that for now, at least. What's this? Come on. It can't be undefined if it's there, right? Okay, so we're gonna create a children proxy. Oh, this creates okay, so this is interesting. This is not a proxy. Create children prop. So we can just return. Oh, yeah, sorry. Get children. Create children getter. That's what we want to do. So we want to say object dot, yeah, this is interesting. So we can do define property. Oh, I know what we can do. Get would be create children getter, which takes props and instance dot slots, and then we just make this not enumerable. So when it's iterated, this property won't be part of the iteration. But you can still access it, right? So I actually think this is enough. Did it work? It didn't work. Oh, did I save that? I don't think I saved that. Why didn't that work? It's still undefined. Okay, so why didn't that work? Does it actually? Oh, is it because? Is it because it's not enumerable? Let's see what happens now. This is weird. Creating children props. So it is definitely creating it. I don't understand how it adds. How does it actually add? Oh, is it attributes? Oh, so it's moving from props to attributes? Let's try to do that. There we go. There we go. So it moves it to attributes. Nice. Okay. Nice. So now we have children in there. And we also have, we're gonna try to, what was the other thing we were gonna do? We were gonna use setup result, setup component. Where does it add the name? Yeah, it just returns. Okay, so setup component. Renderer. Interesting. Does it ever? Oh, it doesn't seem to use the. It returns the setup result, but I think. So if type of setup result equals function instance.name. Does it have like a name? vnode, does that have a name? No. Where the hell does it set its name? Name. Oh, you know what? I think it does. I missed it. So we don't need this. What I think is that, so when it does define component, so let's see again. So we bring up the view DevTools. So now it's test functional. If we do export, const test equals define component, and then we say test here. So function test, which returns let's see what happens here. And then we'll just return. Will this still work? No, that doesn't work anymore. But you see now it's this thing that it uses for its name. No, wait, what's happening? What? Is it just, do I need to refresh this? Wait a minute. Where does it get test from? Yeah, test 2. Oh, which one is it? It's interesting that it doesn't actually update the. So we don't have to fix the naming. It's just that this is the name of the component, which is fine, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so what do we have left then? We have the typing. We need to figure out how to integrate that typing. Oh. So how are we going to integrate that typing? Where does it? So Vue itself has its JSX runtime. So basically we should be able to just copy over our build script. Copy. And then we're gonna paste it here. Paste. And let's call it rename. I guess there was the scripts. It should probably be in the scripts. Yeah, let's put it in scripts. No, we should not. Rename build JSX types scripts. Nice. Yes, build JSX types. And then, so this is going to be put into, let's see, does this have dev dependencies? Yeah. So let's go and grab a package.json DOM expressions. Where was that? DOM expressions. We need tsmorph. I guess this is DOM T T T T T T T S S S T T S. I think it's gonna be here. Let's install that. So I build JSX types, and it should go into node modules, DOM expressions, source JSX DTS, and it should append this to packages view JSX runtime index DTS. Oh, let's just do packages view. I should make these variables instead, but let's just make it work first. Okay, so now we have that in place. And now we need to fix the actual now the question is like, when should that run? So yeah, how does it actually build? Probably a lot of stuff in here. Formats. Oh, interesting. I think, I guess Vue itself has a build script, right? Does it? Does it have any scripts? No, it doesn't have any scripts. It just has build options. How I'm a little bit unsure how this is intended to work. Because it just says build all, but maybe it should be here, package JSON, like build JSX typings. Is that what I called it? Types. And it's basically node scripts. Build JSX types.js. I'm not sure if these are listed anywhere. Like, oh, here we go. No, it's just mentioned here. Is it mentioned in here? How does it know to build that? Well, it goes into the build thing. But there's no mention of... Maybe it just looks for like build dash something. Yeah, it probably opens the package JSON and looks at it and finds the build scripts or something. Whatever, we'll figure that out. But let's try it. Let's do like an pm build. Let's see if it runs it. Did it actually run it? No, it didn't. How do we make it run that? There has to be some reference to... Format, release, build all matching. How does it know what targets? Where does it get targets from? From utils. Yeah, look at this. So it goes through and then build options. Spawn command. How does it know? It looks at the package. It looks at the build options. So runtime core also has build options. Name, formats. Oh, okay. So it doesn't actually. Okay. Oh, so it's just bundling it, right? It's not. Okay. So it's just bundling it. So I guess we kind of have to just pm build JSX types. And then, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see if we can actually use these from... I'm very concerned about this thing. If we can actually go down, core, packages, view. I have a feeling that's not going to work. Yeah. How are we going to fix that? JXS import source. Because we're going down one folder and another folder. We're going to core, packages, view. Do I have to do like dot slash? No. JSX import source parent directory. You know what? Let's just drop that. No idea how to make that work, but we don't need it. We can try to rather fix it in this project. So we have, what we want to do is we want our components I don't think we need these props. Let's remove that from the build. Props. I don't think there's any reason to do that. But we can add other things here. Element attributes. Yeah, an element class. That's like, don't care about element class. So this is where we're gonna add element attributes property, I think. Why? Children class key. Oh, interesting. So this is coming from. Oh, we actually have class key and style here. Oh, interesting. Is that coming from vnode? Key transition target. Where's that coming from? Oh, look at that. HTML attributes. Yeah. So what we want to do is enable. Why are these access key? But we don't have draggable and stuff there. On vnode before mount. Where's that coming from? What the hell? It has to come from this. On vnode. Yeah, vnode props. Here we have them. Nice. Okay. So what did we do here? We can add to the vnode props, because at the end here we are. Yeah. So what we can do here is export. Oh shit, was that a type? Where was it? Hey, where did you go? Ah, fuck, it's a type. Well, where is it used? Oh, it's on the props of the vnode. So I guess if we do vnode and we do props foo string. No. I'm confused. Card reactive props. Raw props. I'm confused. Where does this come from? Where does this come from? But maybe this could be... This could rather be changed. No, it couldn't be changed here. But if vnode props is... Okay, what happens if I remove vnode props here? Does it disappear here? No. Where the hell are they coming from? Raw props? No? It's not suspense, that's for sure. Maybe it's not in here. Maybe we should go and find all the references for it. No. I'm confused. But if I add foo string there? No, it's there. Where the hell does it come? Is vnode... Where is it coming from? So it cannot be suspense. This is from create element. Is it coming from here? No. What's this? No, not keep alive. Okay, public props. Ah, it's coming. Interesting. So key ref style. Okay, so there's something called public props. Which is coming from define. Oh, because I'm using... Oh, I know what it is. It's because I'm using define component. We have to drop that. Test, remove this, remove this. It's the define component that does it. But now it's not there, right? So what we want to do is... what was it called? Public props. So in our own file, oh my god. Oh yeah. We want to say, let's remove this and let's remove, so element attributes property. We really wanted to extend public props. I think that should work. Do we have public props there? Yeah. Let's see what happens now. No, that didn't work. Interesting. Foo string element attributes property. Oh, that doesn't do anything. Wait, which one are we looking at here? Element attributes property. What's that? TypeScript. Didn't I have some attribute type checking? Props. Oh, element attributes property. Okay. So that's the thing, like if you can use an attribute to define the props, but that's not what we want to do. So is it just element? No. No, how do I actually add? Oh, but what's that? Props? vnode. No, it's props. Oh my god. How the fuck does this work? Key ref. Where are those coming from? Oh, intrinsic attributes. Oh, custom attributes. That's where it is. That's true. Okay. Intrinsic attributes. Yes, I guess it's component custom props. Yeah, I think that's where we want to put them. So let's just do foo string here. And we're not going to remove the props. Like, we're not going to remove these things. Okay. So let's just do foo string here and let's see what happens. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, so it's the intrinsic attributes. Add key and ref. Okay, so we're gonna add foo string. Okay, now we have it. Okay, so what we need to add here is everything that we consider so we need to check. Okay, come on. So vnode props. So we need these things. Okay, we can basically copy these. Or can we say extends vnode props? Let's check that first. So where's the thing? Intrinsic attributes. Extends vnode props. Okay, we can do that. It extends vnode props. Nice. It extends vnode props and it so let's change that. Intrinsic we'll just remove all of that, and then we're gonna can I just tell it to extend? Add extend. This is amazing. What was it called? vnode props? We need to add that to the import. Okay, nice. So now we're extending intrinsic attributes. We're extending vnode probes. I'm not sure about these custom attributes. Do we need them? What happens if I remove it? Yeah, it's interesting. What does custom attributes? Is that part of? I think we're gonna just do the same there. Oh, yeah, sorry. So these custom... Yeah, I think we want them to be there as well. So we can actually remove from custom as well. Intrinsic attributes, custom attributes. Add extends custom attributes, add extends vnode props. Now the thing is, it should also extend, because now it extends oh, it's only ref and key. Where are these allowed component props? So should it be public props? So public props are... Wasn't there like a public props equals... Yeah, component... Yeah, and then we have component custom props. Okay, allowed component props. Yeah, okay. So I think we should use not vnode props, but public props. That's the thing we want to use. Public props. Let's build it. Oh, we broke it. Foo is missing. Did I? Wait, what the hell? Where did foo come from? Oh, I think this is just... Wait. Where did I add foo? There is no foo here. Oh, was that in the... Oh, god damn it. Okay, I'm confused. I think I added it to the view runtime thing. No, where the hell does that restart? There's something weird going on here. But required in type. HTML attributes. That's not true. Oh, now I know. It's at the bottom here. I think. No. What? What the fuck? Property foo? I did add a foo here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I know now. It's coming from this other. Yeah, it's coming from here, I think. Sorry, it's coming from runtime core. I think I changed something inside this. Discard changes. Because we're importing view and then something weird happens. No. What the fuck? Property foo is missing in type. How is... Where is it coming from? What the fuck? Yeah, this is not the typing. It has to be here. But I did add that foo string, right? But where the fuck is it? I'm... Is it here? Did I put it in here? vnode props. Foo. What the fuck? Ah, this pisses me off. I have a foo string somewhere. Yeah, thank you. Oh, look at this. Oh, we're adding... Wait a minute. What's happened here? Why is it added multiple times? Wait. What the fuck happened there? Maybe VS Code had some cached. But did you see it was multiple declaration as well? That was super weird. Anyways. Thanks, Adam. Okay, so the final thing now is to add the fall through attributes. Well, I guess we have some of them. Like you can add class, you can do... This is actually really awesome that you can actually use these vnode. You don't only have component lifecycle hooks, you have element lifecycle hooks. That you can use for like any kind of animations and transitions and stuff. But now we have style and class in here. What we're missing is the other on things. And the question is, should those be all of the... Oh, wait, it was in the index DTS? Oh. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Like this thing down here, this is added to the index, of course. This is not added to the actual JSX runtime type definitions. That's the problem. But anyways, we have all these on copy, on cut, on drag exit. But these are custom event handlers. So a challenge here is if I have an input, I have on input, right? But if I have a UL on... Oh, fuck. They aren't actually tied to the element type. Isn't that weird? Because in React, you don't have an on change on a UL element, right? Or do you? Code sandbox. Let me see. Let me just create a new one. React TS DevBox. Oh, that was frustrating. Because what I could do, I could create a PR for Vue with these changes. And I can attach the article there. And make the whole article about let's make Vue possible to use for people who wants to have proper JSX and typing and children and moving from React. What was I doing? Yeah, we were checking the types. So if I go here, oh, div on. Oh, we actually, I didn't know that. Did you know that? You actually have all the HTML attributes there. Regardless of, I did not know that. So that means we basically where was I? Here. So that means that it's not only custom event handlers, it's really all DOM attributes. Yeah, and it makes sense because the reason it makes sense is intrinsic, where are you? Intrinsic attributes. So intrinsic attributes actually does extend all attributes. I can do this, right? DOM attributes. Because in Vue, a component is an element. It's considered the same as an element. So if I go in here now, on input, like that's the same typing. And then on test. Oh, this didn't have. Why didn't that work? Because this is. Oh, and that extends custom attributes. Sorry, HTML attributes is the thing we're gonna. But I don't think. I'm not sure about these custom attributes. Why do I even have a T there? I think I can do this. Oh, wait. Hey. Wait, where's H? Where are these coming from? HTML attributes. Oh, do I have to do, sorry. Where did you go? Where did you go? Intrinsic attributes. Do I have to do this? T and then T? There we go. There we go. Now we have on click and everything. Oh. Why did that break? Did that break because of this? Of course it did. But it has also, it has everything, right? Okay, so we're doing something wrong here. What about this thing? Custom attributes? Is that the thing that should HTML attributes? No, then it completely breaks. That's weird. So how do I... So I thought intrinsic attributes was the typing for... So this is intrinsic elements. Intrinsic element. For value-based, it's a bit more complex. It's by the type of a property on the element inside that was previously determined. The type of first parameter of the class elements constructor or function. Okay, but that's fine. We shouldn't specify that. But when how do I separate the typing of because if I remove this, then I lose here, right? But I don't lose it here. So this is the typing. But why does it HTML attributes? Why does it break when I do this? Why does this break? That's a mystery to me. Implicitly has an end. On input, event handler, input event. It's almost like extends custom attributes, which extends public props. Is there some circular thing happening here? And I don't think this needs to extend anything. This still has class. Yeah, exactly. So it starts with custom attributes. And custom attributes isn't really doing anything right now, right? Custom attributes. I'm confused again. So HTML attributes, DOM attributes, custom attributes. Oh yeah, because there aren't any custom attributes. But why are these breaking? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, what if we just do... Oh, wait a minute. I think I know why. Hello, JSX. No, I don't know why. What if I just do area attributes? Okay, so then we have aria. The problem is definitely HTML attributes, the DOM attributes. Okay, let's just try custom attributes. Do I even need custom attributes? I think I am the one adding custom attributes. Am I? Why is public? Oh, that's not public. Don't need public props, I think. I think I'm a little bit confused by what's inside here. So here we have HTML attributes, but then they DOM attributes. No, I'm confused. So class, wait, class is in here and style is in here. So we don't need public props. Yeah, of course, because class and those are valid HTML attributes. But why is the other stuff breaking? And now suddenly key breaks. Wait, why does this break now? Ah. Wait, why does suddenly key break? Wait a minute, what did I do? Oh, interesting. So intrinsic attributes extends public props. That's something I figured out, right? So we could remove these. Right? No, that doesn't work. vnode props. Huh. Allow component props. Okay, but what if this is so weird. Why isn't this working? Wait, which is, oh, this is the wrong file. So what if I do vnode props? Oh, interesting. So this doesn't actually work. Why can't I extend them? Because vnode props are these things. But now they don't work for normal elements because I add them as Oh, this is so incredibly confusing. I don't understand the difference of extending that and hard coding them. Huh. That's super weird, right? So if I remove this, then we don't get key here. And if I remove them here, we don't get key here, which makes shit ton of sense. So we should have them in both places. But the problem is I can't use the type coming from here. But that works for element. Is that because vnode is an interface? Yeah, I don't think you can. Yeah, didn't we read that? That when they use type, it means you can't extend it. So when we go in here, intrinsic attributes. Okay, but again, let's try now to extend HTML attributes. Now these break again. So now we have HTML attributes here, but for some reason these break. And that's super weird, right? Because these are completely different. These are completely different types. So custom. Oh, is it because? Yeah, because now I should need. Yeah, exactly. Because now I have ref here because HTML attributes is extending custom attributes. What if I just do this? What happens now? Oh, that worked. Oh, was it because I was doing... Yeah, this is the thing, right? Okay. Maybe we can do something about this. So this T here, we have no idea to understand where it's coming. This is the problem I was talking about. Like, we don't know the return type of the component. I think this is the problem. So now we have everything. We have... No. Oh, wait, it's not even there. Okay, is that because... Okay, let's try something else. So what if we do any? Yeah, exactly. We're missing the generic, but we can't take the generic from... I think... No, wait, now it breaks again. For fuck's sake. Ah! I don't understand why... Why does... Okay, I'm just gonna test something. What happens if I grab like a bunch of things? So let's go deep here. DOM attributes. Um, This is so annoying. Oh, this is so annoying. Why do I have to choose? So I'm sure we could add like we could create these directive function. Whoa. Why does these break? It's almost like I want to create intrinsic attributes. But wasn't there can be used to specify extra used by the JSON which are not generally used by the generic parameter to the class instance type. Yeah. It would be interesting. Like the generic here, intrinsic class attribute has a T, right? But intrinsic attributes doesn't have a T. Doesn't have a generic. It would be interesting if that was the return type. But it's not. So we cannot extend HTML attributes where but we should be able to do like just HTML element. But for some reason that breaks the typing. I don't understand that. Because this has nothing to do with these other ones. Is it because of... Is it because of children? Like if I remove children from this one? No. And why only the event listeners? Hasn't any type. This confuses the hell out of me. What's so special about these event handler? So on click event handler union. It's just a type that takes the T, which is HTML element in this case. For fuck's sake. This is so annoying. It shouldn't be like this. We're not doing any crazy stuff. God damn it. I was just about to try to. I wanted to see if. Okay, we're gonna try one thing. So let's just do the on click. And let's put that on intrinsic. Let's remove this. Doesn't extend anything. We just have HTML element. And this is fine, even if I do on click here. Sorry, on click event. Or does this suddenly break now? Oh, it does. So is it because it's in conflict with the HTML attributes? So what if I just do event any void? Like it doesn't. Okay. String void. Yeah. It has an any type. That's interesting. So there seems to be a conflict between it's almost like intrinsic attributes is inherited or something. I don't know. It's very, very weird. Maybe this is a bug in TypeScript. But it really just breaks down. I'm gonna try something. I would expect. So if I add an on click to this thing, like that doesn't affect anything, right? And yeah, this is a string and this still just works. So it's almost like it only has children now. That sucks. I wonder if there's any documentation on this. Intrinsic attributes and not have DOM attributes. I wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, this is something where I can't imagine there being any. This sucks. Okay. Reset. God damn it. So we cannot have fall through attributes because of typing. It's not possible to type them. Where is base? I want to know where it's being used. Ugh. Interface. Where is this being used? Go to references. Extends. Yeah, and then all these. So what we're doing is that we're saying HTML element tags, and then so we're saying intrinsic elements extends HTML element tags, which is using this HTML attributes. So intrinsic elements are the actual like elements. And then you have intrinsic attributes. To me, it seems like intrinsic attributes would be shared across. Like these are just additional. I find this weird. No, here it is. Foo. Okay. Now it's starting to make sense. I have no idea why it doesn't give an actual type error here. But the problem, okay. So intrinsic attributes are additional attributes to any intrinsic, it being like a, okay. But is there something you can add specifically to? The first step is to determine the element attribution type. This is slightly different. For intrinsic, here is the type. Intrinsic elements, foo. For value-based, it's a bit more. Okay, so this is a value-based. For value-based element, it's a bit more complex. It's determined by the type of property on the element instance type that was previously determined. Okay, so this describes where it gets. Okay, cool. So if it's a class, we're saying that go and look at the $sign props to find the typing for this. That's how it works. Yeah, it uses the first parameter of the class or function component's call will be used instead. Yeah. Additionally, the JSX intrinsic can be used to specify extra properties used by the JSX framework. Which are not generally used by the components, props, or argument. For instance, key. Yeah. Ref. Okay. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because it will infer the typings for the component from the first argument to the function. And then intrinsic attributes is used to just add general things like key and ref. So that's for both components, functions, and for intrinsic elements, or like the DOM nodes. So that's why the typing breaks, is because we have this general we're just adding on click, for example, to both. Like we're adding two typings for on click. One based on the type of element, and then one for any element. So that's why it's like any. It doesn't know what to use. So the only way to really expose all these DOM attributes is to add them to the actual props. So what you would have to do here instead. Wait, on click. Oh yeah, sorry. So I added on click here. So what you would have to do, you would basically have to say, and I think this actually makes sense, because you would have to say DOM attribute. Well, yeah, we would need these to come from the. But anyways, yeah, and then you would say HTML head element, right? Because that's what you're returning here. Well, basically, what the HTML attributes. Wait a minute. What if you did return type of test? Does this work? No, that doesn't work. But this had JSX HTML attributes. So that means if I do that, now I should have on click, and it's even typed to the correct thing, right? Yeah, this is how you should do it. This is definitely how you should do it. So, okay, this is interesting. This was a learning experience. So one thing is, by default, it has fall through behavior. But what you can do, instead of typing that explicitly, you can just add this HTML attribute, or like it could be called fall through or something like that. And then you would give it the type of HTML element. That makes a lot of sense. So, okay, nice. We're one step further. The thing is that we would ideally want to have this as part of... okay, let's look at Vue. Where does Vue put its... because Vue has this runtime types. How did that work? How did Vue... thinking. No modules, Vue. Dist. Is this where it has? No. It's runtime core. JSX. Where is it getting? Oh, runtime DOM. Sorry, runtime DOM. Vue. Okay, so runtime DOM is the one that has the bad typing. So what we should do instead here. So this doesn't have any like intrinsic... well, it's intrinsic element attribute, but it doesn't state intrinsic elements, right? That's part of the JSX runtime. Okay, let's think about this. So but I think so how do we do this? Do we add I'm a little bit confused again. So what do we actually add? All of this stuff and we build, do we add? And yeah, so this is interesting. So DOM expressions. Oh, fuck. How would we do this? So the DOM expressions library mixes like everything. It is the JSX stuff, but in Vue you have this runtime DOM library package which has all the typings. But yeah, but maybe that doesn't matter. Well, the thing that matters is if you want to import this thing, you have to import it from the JSX runtime, which is weird, right? You would rather want these types to be part of Vue. And then the JSX runtime would just use those. That's why Vue has like native elements, right? This makes it so much more complicated. Because we would have to change the runtime DOM package. This is the thing that we actually would have to change. So you have JSX here. So we would have to, but maybe it isn't that bad. Style value. Where's style value coming from? Is that just okay. So what if we would okay, so this is just typing. Everything here is typing. So what if we would does this even, yeah, it doesn't even import anything. Oh, it exports everything from JSX. I think I need food. Because what we would have to do is rather in what we could do as well, we could replace native elements. Oh, sorry, JSX. We could just take native elements because that is the problem. It's nothing else than the native elements. So we could copy the code from DOM expressions and just replace native elements. That's the goal. So basically copy the intrinsic element attributes from where is it? Intrinsic element. Oh, come on. Where did you go? There. Intrinsic element. Well, here it's called intrinsic elements, which I think is a better term. So we would basically copy all of this, everything in here. Yeah. Yeah, we would just copy it over. That's all we need to do. Yeah. Just copy everything. All of this stuff. And then we have on attributes. Yeah, all of this, explicit properties. But the only thing we do, only thing where we stop, it's this stuff. We don't do anything that's related to yeah, now it all makes sense. So DOM expressions, where does it put its typing? Yeah, it just has the JSX file. It doesn't like... Yeah, but this is something that you can build on. Yeah. You know, this wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. We can just copy this, and then we remove the namespace, the JSX namespace, and we remove these specific things related to creating the JSX imports, all of this, but we keep everything else. Yeah, this is the plan. And then we're just going to replace the existing JSX file. Yeah. And then we're going to check whatever's like special. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky. But that's definitely doable. So we would be basically copy this file. Where is... okay, so there's nothing here that's that needs to be handled. Is there anything... You know what we're going to do? We're just going to go through this and we're just going to delete stuff from this. This is going to be fun. Numberish. Interesting. Because that's this. None of this is V. Yeah, so we have like the reserve props here. And that's fine. Yeah. No, this is going to be great. I think it's just, we can keep this as is. And then we have intrinsic element attributes. So what if we just do this? We do this. We're going to remove the namespace. We remove the namespace. We're going to remove all of these. And then we're not going to do this. And adapt. Taken from DOM expression and adapted to view. So that's basically it. And then we have, it's not intrinsic element attributes. So what we're going to do, we're going to say export okay, we can still have export type native elements. HTML tags, HTML deprecated tags, SVG element tags. So here we say, yeah, so this would just be intrinsic elements, K, and reserve props. That's it. That's done. Yes, this is it. Where's the error? There's an error here somewhere. Where's the error? Hello, where are you, error? Serializable. What the fuck? Oh, it's because this is Yeah. Can I just do declare? Yeah. Yeah, we don't need intrinsic attributes. Yeah, we have our custom attributes here. Let's see. I'm gonna. How are we gonna do this? Build. I'm just gonna. No, that's the other build. Build JSX types. Yeah, now we don't even have to do any of this. Like we can just delete this thing. We're not doing any of this. What we need to do instead is, yeah, here we go. So what we need to do instead is do that. This also has props. And this extends native elements, which is fine. And then intrinsic attributes extends reserved props. Yes. That's good. And then we have the children attribute here. And is there a way we can test this? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna eat some food. Then we're gonna copy this and test it in the other code base. Also testing this JSX file. We're gonna just copy it over and make it part of that library so that we can try the import. And then we're gonna add a type for view node, and we're gonna add a type for we're gonna export HTML attributes. Or fall through attributes or whatever. Maybe HTML attributes is better. Yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. But I think custom attributes should be like way down here. So we're gonna export custom attributes, and we're gonna export HTML attributes. So that we have that available to us. But none of this other stuff we need. Okay, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. And now we can just put the children typing and everything right in here. So we're gonna figure that out. And then we're gonna be happy. Then we're gonna be super happy. Okay, great. Okay, I'll stop the stream. I'll eat some food, and then I'll do another stream where we test this. Because then we have the typing in place. We can use just yeah, we can create a PR. That's gonna be the goal now. We're gonna create a PR to the Vue repository. We're gonna attach the article. We're gonna allow fall through. But the way you type it is that you type it when you actually take advantage of fall through. Well, that's still up for discussion. But if you want to have fall through, the question is, should it be on by default? But if you want to use it, the way you type it is that you add it to your props on the component. And then we have children being a proxy to slots. And we can just use define component as is. I think the biggest issue with React developers with this strategy is that if you're actually going to use props, you have to define them. The good thing is that the define component API supports the typing of it. Like, it doesn't enforce it, sadly, if you have props. But when you do define these keys, yeah. This is great. This is really great. Okay, bye for now. We'll talk soon.